in case you wanted to catch up a little bit or something, but we can do that on air as well. Grift, it's
Well,
good
actually,
to have you on.
Oh no, go ahead. Sorry. I'm in horrible form today. I'm interrupting.
Oh, you're good, man. We're just like talking all over each other. It's going to be a hot episode.
It is.
I was just saying, Grift, it's good to have you on, bud. It's been, I don't know, probably like 6 months, maybe closer to a year since we've talked last.
Yeah, no, it's always good to be back. You guys have been definitely been on a roll lately, for sure. So, always happy to be here.
Hell yeah. Thank you,
thanks,
man. It's been a little bit of a slow start, but once we kind of got that ball rolling, I feel like, we've been off a little bit better recently, so it feels good.
Yeah, got at least one active Twitter account. So
yeah, that's much better than where we were.
Yeah, it makes a big difference.
And yeah, thank you, Slav, for roughing it out there on those rough waters. Very, very dicey seas over at the X app now.
Oh man,
it's fucking bleak out here. Damn,
it is honestly. Which like your it's always kind of like on theme. To have like a grift topic when you come on, and the current Landian version of Twitter is such a perfect topic for that. But I hate to immediately steer the conversation into a particular direction right off the bat. But COH, you asked me to watch this Indian moon landing.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude! Did you watch it?
Yeah, it's a mess. What the fuck is this?
Oh my fuck! Okay, hold on.
Should I send a link? This is just like a YouTube short.
What's this?
Send the link, dude.
Yeah, I'm sending the link. So... I don't even know how YouTube Shorts work, by the way. So if this is garbage, I can't be blamed.
I'll just preview the topic here so we're not just completely going on about nothing. India is a big superpower, I guess, nowadays. They're still shit in the streets, but they're trying to do something. They've sent a rocket up into space, allegedly, and they've allegedly become the 4th country to land on the moon.
I think I saw this shit. It's like some like PS2 graphics level space video.
Yeah, dude, it looks like Galaga.
They're running like Kerbal Space Program, but on like low settings. They've got an outdated PC.
Oh my god! Yeah, yet more evidence that space is fake. I know that's a favorite take that you guys have, or at least one of you does.
Yeah, absolutely. That's me for sure. I don't know about where Slav is at on that. I've been trying to get him to budge and get off his science believing bullshit. But yeah, space is definitely fake, dude. This is like just more ammunition, more arrows in my little bag, dude.
Yeah,
more arrows in the quiver.
Full right now. Yeah.
Dude, I did not know
my
the word
bag
quiver.
Runneth over.
Yeah.
I was looking for quiver. I was like pausing for a second. I was like, I can't just go dead air. I got to say something. So I went with my little baggie. But yeah, dude, this video's not real.
It sounds kind of like queer. So you're just like too straight to think of that word.
Oh, that's so true, bro. Queer never even comes into my mind. Except when I'm calling someone queer.
Anyways, yeah, no, I had to jump on that really fast because we're like beginning the recording, and it's very rare for anyone listening. It's very rare for COH to ever be like, please do this before we're recording. He's very easy to please. He doesn't ask much.
That's so true. 30-second internet video, and that's all I ask.
And so I'm rushing it, and I'm just like, I'm listening to you guys get the conversation started, and I'm watching, this like what is best described as just PS2 graphics. Like, what the fuck? Amazing.
Did people talk about it on Twitter or anything? Like, was it a topic at all?
Not really. I mean, like my buddy showed it to me like last week or something. We were having a good laugh about it. I don't think it really generated much discourse besides the usual oh, look at these fucking Jeets.
Dude,
Okay, so
I love how we can't get through this topic without someone mentioning shitting in the street.
That's just what it is, dude. That's what they're doing right now.
They'll never recover.
They will one day, dude. They got like 1.6 billion people there. One day they'll get smart enough to invent plumbing and toilets and get them everywhere, but it's not yet.
I feel like quantity isn't helping, but yeah, I mean, no, I didn't see this pop into Twitter at all. But to be fair, like I'm currently basically just using it like every 3 to 5 days. And so I feel like I'm missing cycles pretty frequently. I'm like a girl on hormonal birth control. I am just like missing cycles,
just all over the place.
It is infrequent, let me tell you. But yeah, no, it's didn't see this. I did, however, see this. Is you ready for this one? Because this is going to be a much better segue. Fucking Mexicans are wild for the fucking mummy alien. Did you? Yeah. I checked out the thing you wanted me to check out. Did you see this?
Dude, I was at work. I saw you text me in all caps, Mexican mummy alien. And that was all. And I was like, what? So I just copied that and put it in Google. And then, I immediately saw articles about it. It's nuts. It looks crazy as fuck. It's not real. And more evidence that space is bullshit,
like, what
dude.
The fuck is this shit? It's dusty as fuck. Like, they're like claiming it has like one bone per limb. Like, I just have no idea. They're like, yeah, it doesn't have like, you know how like arms and legs have like the multiple bones in there. It's just like one bone like jutting out from the socket. Like trying to imagine like how this thing would walk. Like apparently it's like feet are one bone too. It's like, yeah,
it's just plodding around, dude.
Yeah.
So there's just no joints.
I'm looking at it right now, and I just like I fucking hate it, dude. It literally looks just like a Bronze Age like carving, like a little statue. You know, that's not. It doesn't look like remains at all.
No, dude. This looks like it's like something that like a buddy 3D printed, like just for like shits and giggles and like some sort of class.
Also, I love describing it as it is just like really chalky. It's like ashy. This is like,
yeah.
It's like this is like black people when they like don't like use lotion.
Yeah, dude.
It's very, very chalky.
It's like
they like brought it out in like the case with the cloth around it is just like disintegrating live on air.
Yeah, dude. If it's real, you should keep it in like at least like a fucking plexiglass case or something, dude. Like you should keep it so that it's not just getting, open to the elements.
Yeah, well, I think it had a cover. I think it did have a cover on it, but like, yeah, it looks like it's in like a drawer. It's fucking weird, dude.
It looks like Ashy Larry, dude, from fucking
no, that's exactly my point, right? It's just like a little ashy alien. Yeah, I mean, it looks fucking retarded. I like a lot of people when I first saw this thought that it was genuinely, because this was kind of like the thing that was spread with it was like, dude, the Mexican government fucking coming out revealing this, and it like, dude, this has like nothing to do with the Mexican government. Like,
they're vehemently denying having anything to do with it. They're like, we're not even happy that he was involved with this hearing.
And I guess this guy is like just a total like huckster.
Classic crank.
Absolutely,
yeah, just but one of those guys who's been like around just forever, like the gay Obama guy. They just like trip him out whenever they need to, like they need this particular psyop to do a media cycle.
Dude, I'm like kind of amazed that I forgot to bring up the gay Obama crack smoking thing, because that should have been like the entire theme of this episode that we planned.
Well, we're gonna get to it.
I'm definitely looking forward to getting into that now that you mentioned it. I'd forgotten about it too. I mean, there isn't much going on in the news, but yeah, that was just funny as fuck. Apparently that guy's been around spreading the same story since like Obama's original presidential run, and like Tucker follows up his Trump interview that was like, oh, this is the anti-Republican debate. This got 100 million views off the bat. He's like, yo, this guy, he smoked crack and had gay sex with Obama in like the early 2000s. Like, just political Jerry Springer.
Dude, I've seen people kind of have like the take, which is completely on the money, of just like, dude, Tucker has been in the position of basically being like the right wing like kingmaker. Mm-hmm. As far as just he's got a humongous fucking platform, even being like just on Twitter, right? He's at the top of the mountain, and he chooses he chooses to just like follow Andrew Tate, fucking the Barstool Sports guy, and like the guy who smokes crack saying he fucked Obama, and it's like, dude, what are you doing? I don't understand.
It's so fun, dude. He's actually kind of goated now, Tucker. Now that he's off like network television, he's just getting real schizo with it, and I actually kind of like it, dude.
Yeah, I love that new reaction image that's been popping up of like his face when he's getting into the details of what this guy allegedly did with Obama, just like that. Yeah. He's got this like curious and intrigued, but he's still got that like kind of like skeptical look in his eye. It's great.
Yeah, he gets some good faces off. He's like just an intrigued schoolboy kind of energy he puts off. I don't really love his voice though. He kind of throws me off. He does this fake like, oh really? Well, have you thought about the American people? And it's like, dude, fucking calm that down a little bit and speak in a regular voice.
Be normal. You're supposed to be the normal guy.
Yeah, dude. And he's pivoted away from normal for sure. Yeah. Dude, speaking of, okay, so a lot of this Obama shit's been dropping recently, which is just really great for me because, like, 8th grade me that was going and seeing Dinesh D'Souza's, like, 2012 Obama's America is really just, like, basking in all of this. I'm like, yeah, I knew I was right back then. Fuck
that's
this guy.
That's new podcast lore, by the way. If you missed that, where I think we're gonna finish our current accidental Werner Herzog movie marathon. And after that, I'm basically expecting to just immediately go into our Dinesh D'Souza movie marathon.
Holy fuck. Dude, I think I would actually enjoy that. Let's watch it. Knock the dust off that one.
Didn't he drop a new one about the 2020 election fraud?
Oh, I'm sure he did, dude.
Yeah. New debuting live on X platform or whatever it's called now.
Oh, Trump card.
Well, I think Trump card was the was it? Here, we're all just Googling.
And he's got one called Death of a Nation, which is a nice nod to Birth of a Nation.
Death of the Nation is like his big Trump one. Dude, we've already gone over this. Literally,
we have.
We've done this exact thing before.
We're like, man, he's such a good filmmaker.
We were talking about Jim Caviezel, right?
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
And he did 2019's Infidel, starring Jim Caviezel.
Man, what a fucking lineup of movies, dude. This guy's IMDb is off the charts.
Got to get one of those in the top 250. Got to AstroTurf a campaign.
Yeah, dude, get a bunch of like people to write letterbox reviews on it, praising it. But I've been seeing a lot of stuff about Obama recently, and one thing I stumbled upon, I don't even know how exactly, but I was clicking around on like, I just kind of Googling stuff about Obama's gay, this or that or whatever, because like, I heard it through like the grapevine of people mentioning it, and like I don't watch any news or like I'm not on Twitter, so I'm not getting any of the sources, and so I just kind of Google everything I hear about now, which is not a great way of getting information. But I stumbled upon Malik Obama, which is Obama's half brother, and I know he's probably old.
Is it Malik or is it Malik?
Malik, maybe Malik Obama.
I like Malik better. Like
I do too.
Malik makes me think of like Knights of the Old Republic, like Darth Malik.
Yeah, no, it sounds a little bit more villainous when it's Malik. But dude, yeah, he's base, bro. It's crazy. His Twitter account is nuts. Malik Obama. It's just like photos of him with Barack Obama, and he's like, "This is my half brother." Yeah, I don't hate him because he's Barack Obama. I hate him because he's a traitor and what he could have been for our country. Like all this crazy shit. He's beefing really hard with them. But he posted and it could be fake for sure, but he posted a fresh copy of a Kenyan birth certificate the other day on Obama.
Let's fucking go. Yeah, Trump's got to bring him out to the stump on the next campaign.
Bro, he definitely does, dude. We're just digging up old dirt now. No reason for some reason.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, it's been a real fall from grace for old Barry, you know?
Oh, yeah, dude. He had that fucking podcast with Bruce Springsteen, and I think that was a nail on the coffin for the guy.
Wait, what is this?
He had some podcast where they're like riding around in Jeep Wranglers, and they're like, yeah, bro, remember when America was fucking folksy or whatever, and it's like Obama and Bruce Springsteen.
He's just like figuring out a way to make that shitty fucking Jerry Seinfeld show even worse.
Dude, yeah, comedians in cars getting coffee.
Oh,
This one's called
Yeah.
Renegades, born in the USA, except for Obama's born in Kenya.
Dude, I like no offense to anybody here if you guys disagree, but I cannot, for what, I don't even know why really, but I just can't fucking stand Springsteen. Springsteen's so fucking annoying to me. He's like boomer Dave Matthews, where it's just like there's like this really small little group, or not small, it's not small, that's the fucking problem, but there's just this group of people that are just hyper into him, and it's just like, why? What am I seeing? What are you seeing that I'm not?
Dancing in the Dark was an original club banger, dude.
Okay, sure, but I mean that's like that's the song that people that don't like Springsteen like, right?
That's probably
That's like-
true, yeah. It's not very
probably.
Springsteen-y.
I just could never.
Let's get off
Yeah,
that.
I could like never take him seriously just because of his nickname was like the Boss, and like
Dude,
you
yeah.
don't like as a white guy you cannot have that nickname. Like that's like Rick Ross has that now. Like that's his. I'm sorry. Like yeah, you can't be like a boomer lib classic rock guy and be called the Boss. I'm sorry, it's over.
Yeah, you actually have to be a black rapper who actually used to be a corrections officer. That's how you can be called the Boss.
Yes,
He,
yes,
Rick
exactly.
Ross, the lore on him is that he was a correctional officer at a prison in Florida back in the day. And then he like stole this dude's entire Riz and like became Rick Ross. And there's like an actual Rick Ross out there that sold like a bunch of cocaine or something in like, I don't even know, Miami or something back in the day.
Yeah, no, I think the original Rick Ross guy was like heavily fed it up with like Air America and all that.
Ooh.
But yeah, no, he was the original Kingpin.
Yeah, I saw some documentary about that when I was in like, I don't know, 10th grade. And I was like, dude, what? Fuck Rick Ross, dude.
fucking fake. Officer
Pretty
Rick.
gay. Kind of just like Obama, really. So, okay, well, what's the dirt on Obama? Do we think he's actually gay? What do y'all think?
Well,
is Barack Obama gay?
Yeah.
I mean,
he makes love to men in his mind. So
Yeah,
I think
daily.
that's all you need to know.
dude, we should just leave it at that because that gets the beauty of the whole thing. But like, I mean, it's like, no, right? Like, no. But the funniest, but the funniest part about it is just like, is that it's I feel like there's this whole genre of jokes that's just saying these outlandish, like just insane, untrue things that like anybody with like an IQ above 2 understands is bullshit, but that there's just some deranged like Facebook boomers that are going to be like, no, like Michelle Obama is a man and Barack Obama is like a homosexual who has sex with crack whores. Male crack whores. And it's like, and so you just like, and so nobody, I feel like we've all kind of silently agreed to be like, okay, we're not gonna like really say that this is bullshit, because it's gonna break the bit, right? That's how I see it. So obviously, if you're asking me,
yeah.
well, if you're asking me, I'm going to say 100% Barack Obama is a homosexual man, and he's done crack on numerous occasions.
Yeah, yes, and it.
It feels spiritually true, if not like the exact details. I saw a funny post that was like, yeah, I'm a centrist on this issue. I think that Barack Obama is gay, but this particular guy is lying.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel in my heart that he's gay. Like, I don't know any information. I don't know any primary sources, but in my heart it feels right. And that's what I've been going off recently because, dude, primary sources, statistics, and the fucking studies, all that bullshit, dude. It's about what feels right, what doesn't. Like, that's what got me through COVID, and that's what's going to get me through knowing that Barack Obama is gay, for sure. And also, I've seen Michelle. I know what's going on there, too. He's married to a man, actually. I know you said it tongue-in-cheek, Slav, but, dude, that's Mike up there, not Michelle. And they're an inverted couple, for sure, dude. They're everywhere over Hollywood, politics, Washington, D.C., I'm telling you.
Dude, well, one of the funny things talking about showbiz, the Obamas in the biz, is like, didn't they, remember when they had that big fucking Spotify podcast? It was like, that was like the original, like, Rogan style podcast deal. I think they had like an official podcast on like Spotify or something. Do you guys remember this?
Yep.
Yeah, and,
Kinda, yeah.
Well, yeah, and maybe the reason you only kind of remember it is because like it just failed so fucking aggressively. It was wild. Like nobody gave a fuck about it at all.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just this kind of thing. Is like I think they had like a film production company, and I think that went tits up too. They actually, this is like one of those like disappointing things, but like I'll admit they actually did put out like a reasonably okay documentary. I think it was like that like American Factory one or whatever. I remember liking it well enough at the time, but like it's just funny where like they've kind of gone to do stuff after his presidency and it hasn't really been super successful.
No.
And that's like interesting to me. I don't know what to make of that.
It's just like, from what I've heard about his work with Netflix, it's all just been very milquetoast, and there's just not even anything to have like to get mad at, even just because it's so boring and it's so like disconnected from any of the like media trends or whatever. So it's probably successful in that some old school libs, or millennials who have a lot of nostalgia for the age. Will be like, oh, new Obama thing just dropped, I'll watch that, and then it gets like a million bot views from Singapore or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't really see anyone talking about this stuff. I think his Hollywood career seems to be just a flop at this point.
Yeah, I think it's probably pretty like synonymous with just who he is as a person. Like he's milquetoast as fuck, dude. Like he's just like he's nothing. He's nothing.
He's a constitutional lawyer.
Yeah,
like what dry as possible. Like
you expect him to make like groundbreaking cinema? Like what the fuck? Yeah,
they needed to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I think that people just aren't buying like what he's selling anymore too. I think that's part of it, and I don't know that like other presidents really did like what he's doing. Like I think that he was the first like digital post-presidency where like instead of writing like a book and getting a book deal and like boomers will just have it on their bookshelf to look cool or whatever, it's like you get a podcast or you get like a some sort of Netflix docu-series, and you can't put that on your bookshelf for appearances, so no one's gonna just actually listen to it, and like no one's actually engaging with it, because I feel like old presidents, they would just go into like a cabinet position or do some type of thing like that, or like go around and maybe speak a little bit, write one book. But instead, like in the post-digital age, I think the roles are just kind of different of what they can do after a presidency.
Well, yeah, you write a book and then you do a bunch of speaking gigs.
Yeah. And then you get paid like $500,000 from Chase fucking Bank or whatever, and Silicon Valley maniacs.
He's also, I mean, he was moving behind the scenes when he made the call during the primary for everyone else to drop out of the race.
Oh, right.
So he's kind of playing the kingmaker role behind the scenes in that way.
Yeah, real G's move in silence like lasagna, bro. That's Obama right now.
Facts. He's also like drowning his personal chef.
Yeah,
like, dude, what happened with that?
He drowned them, dude. The dude was gonna go live on their gay relationship, bro.
Yeah, it was like a live-in personal chef who like drowned in like a foot of water, like paddleboarding. Come on.
Yeah, dude, you got a paddleboard right next to you, like strapped to you most of the time because they have a foot strap. That's a flotation device. Like, you're set. You shouldn't drown under any circumstances.
Dude,
oh my god, yeah, we need the true crime documentary on that for sure. That would pop off.
Dinesh D'Souza will make it, dude.
Oh, absolutely.
I would watch it.
Also, like, yeah, it's like weird that this guy he was like a live-in chef who had a family, but he lived with the Obamas.
Yeah.
Very weird.
Chosen family is what they call that one. But yeah, dude, that's because silence is like the real thing for like Barack Obama moves in silence, dude. He really is a G. And so this guy was like, you know what? I'm going to go live. I'm going to speak. I'm going to break my silence. I've been getting my back blown out by you for years. And we're going to go live. You got to be who you are. And I think for sure, like what happened was Obama was like, yeah, no, you can't do that for sure. Let's go paddleboarding and we can talk about it out there. And then Obama came back and the other guy didn't.
It's like a really boring version of like Fredo's death in Godfather.
Yeah.
Is just like Fredo just like out on the paddleboard in the middle of the lake. Barack Obama pulls out the snub nose.
Maybe he was getting his back blown out by Michelle. Who knows?
Dude,
Barack was getting jealous.
Yeah. Getting his back blown out by Michelle, and then he was fucking Obama in like a kind of three-way human centipede kind of action.
Oh.
Dude, it makes the blood curl to think about it.
Here, hold on. My dog's getting into some shit. I need to step away for half a second. Keep talking.
Dog's getting into some shit. Dude, I heard some terrible yells outside of my house like 30 minutes before we started recording, like off in the distance. And I don't know what it was, but it was very unsettling. I don't know why the dog just made me think about that, but I was thinking maybe if I had a dog, it could have countered maybe with some nice barks. Some security kind of stuff.
Stay safe out there. Are you in like a dangerous area, or is it just?
It's like kind of a dangerous area. It's a shithole city in the Midwest, and it's pretty not safe. And yeah, I live in the city limits, but like where I live, particularly, it's a really weird city. That like the character of it is rapidly changing. Like in all areas, there's like pockets that are being gentrified, but it's not like multiple blocks or areas. It's just like one block at a time, and then the next block is completely fucked, and then it's like the next one's gentrified, the next one's fucked. So it's like really strange. There's like you could be in a nice area and be right next to like high crime as well.
Where is this?
In the city I live in the Midwest.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like patchwork gentrification.
Yeah, dude, it's really strange. Like you'll see like white people with like green drinks walking around, and then you'll see like dude ripping his shirt off of his body on like drugs.
Dude, that's
and
me.
You're like, what?
That's me. I was coming to visit recently.
Yeah, dude, if that was you, I kind of said some obscenities to you, so I apologize, bro.
Yeah, that's what happens after you drink the green drink.
And then fucking PCP in the green drink.
Yeah.
George Floyd's results came back, and he did have green drink in his system at the time.
Yeah, he had boba tea in his system.
Holy fuck!
What is that? Oh my god, he got taro flavored boba. My god, the news can never get out about this.
He choked on a tapioca ball. The knee had nothing to do with it.
Well, and that tapioca ball, institutional racism, my brother. So,
dude, that's so true.
Simple as that.
What do y'all had boba tea before?
Oh yeah,
I've had it before. It's alright. It's the capsules in it are kind of they're a jarring experience, but it wasn't.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was just gonna say. Is jarring. How funny would it be if you asked that and we were just joking around about it, and we had just like never had boba ever in our lives? It's just like something we had heard of. I like boba. Dude. I fuck with a little bit of boba. I mean, I like. You can get the little jellies, right? Like you can get little rectangular shaped jellies in the bottom, or you can get like the big tapioca balls, which isn't really tapioca, right? Like tapioca is like rice sized. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I dig it. I dig it. It's one of those things though where it's like I'm just like not really into I'm just like gonna give like a really full answer for no apparent reason. I'm like not really into sweet drinks anymore, you know, because I'm drinking it and I'm just like, look, man, you know, like I can't be living a life of constant indulgence anymore. You know, yeah. I wanna be in good shape, and so if I'm gonna have wisely, exactly right. Where it's just like, all right, you can have a nice little treat, right? You can have a nice little treat. But it's like, if you're going to have one nice little treat, do you want it to be a little fucking sippy cup, like a little drink? Or do you want it to be like actual food, like a proper meal? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And so any day of the week, I would rather have like an indulgent dinner with like a glass of water. Yeah. Than like a big fucking cup of sugar.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm big on water as just a general meal drink. Just goes with everything. Washes it right down.
Dude, you want to talk about a nice treat? Throw some ice cubes in that bitch. That's your treat.
Ooh.
We're just talking about iced water.
I'm drinking
like,
some fucking
damn,
ice
bro,
water right
you're
now.
onto
I like
something right
This
there.
shit hits. Shit's fucking
the
crazy.
shit. You want to talk about fucking getting your back blown out, dude? Fucking nothing hits like fucking iced water. I'm drinking it right now. It's amazing. Like I can't even describe the pleasure of iced water without being like, mouth starts getting a little dry.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh,
I'm jealous
yeah,
for a little bit right now.
I love those stories of like parched like sailors, getting rescued and they drink a bunch of water and they literally get drunk off of water.
Oh yeah,
Like
right.
imagine getting like being so dehydrated that just water fucks you up.
That's the backstory of that little guy they showed in Mexico the other day.
I pour some water on him and starts stumbling. He gets up. He's like, fuck.
He forgot to drink water that day. Yeah,
a little fella woke up in the middle of the night, just like really parched, something fierce,
Yeah, didn't do his skincare routine or drink water. What a schlub. Yeah, man, fucking water. You're literally hard programmed to like water. Like your body is just meant to like water. And people who don't drink it, like they just are like, oh, I don't like water. I don't like the taste of it. That's nuts to me. It's batshit crazy.
I don't believe that. Well, I mean, you know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of you ever encountered people that just say they don't care for music?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that, where you're just like, that's not really those two opinions are basically just like, you can tell people that their opinions are wrong and it's kind of like funny, right? Yeah. But like there are like probably there's a very limited list of opinions that you could probably just de facto say are just wrong. And I think just being like, I think water's bad and I don't like music is just like, I mean, that's just incorrect. Like, I don't know how you even qualify those opinions.
I must be hanging out with the right people because I don't think I've ever met someone who admits to not liking music. Like that, humans are literally programmed to enjoy music and rhythm and the communal experience of it and the way it like tickles your brain when there's a the earworm thing.
Yeah, I mean, life literally is vibration, and vibration is sound. So, I mean, yeah, everything is music. So, if you don't like it, you're out of touch with everything. So, you're wrong. Yeah, just like water. Yeah, you're hard programmed to like water, music, fucking sunsets, tits. Shit like that.
Dude, it's one of these things where it's just like, would someone have like an opinion, a negative opinion about oxygen?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah,
I don't know. It's kind of like, what this kind of reminds me of? This is a little bit of a departure, but it kind of reminds me of like, have you ever met people that are like really, really, really not fond of like any kind of like contact, right? Where they're like somebody I know has a coworker that like literally doesn't even like hugging their child.
Oh, dude. Whoa.
And it's like, and it's one. No, exactly. No, you don't like water, right? And it's like one of these things where it's like, okay, I get that there's like norms that make it so that, I'm supposed to be like, okay, that's like your boundary. And like, I'm supposed to respect that. That's your preference. But it's like, no, like you're just maladjusted, right? Like
show us on the doll where you were not given affection as a child.
Right? No, exactly. And like, there's just shit where you're just like, there's just certain preferences that are just very obviously bullshit.
If you're not touching your kids, they need to take those kids away from you. That's a fact. Like human touch is part of how you like become a well-adjusted person. So like if you're not touching your child, especially if you're a woman, like the mother of the child, and you're not touching it, like you're doing a major disservice to that child, and that child's going to end up like you. Major problems with touch, intimacy problems, probably problems trusting people, fitting in society, so many different things.
Well, and that's like a really extreme example. But even just like people that'll be like, randomly like somebody gives them a quick pat on the back or something, and they like get really uppity or something about not even jump, but just be like, never do that. It's just like, all right, like this is weird. This is weird. People literally need to touch each other in order to like continue existing.
Yeah.
right? Like that's a requirement of like human life being brought about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, don't get me
What's the
started.
term for it? Like touch starved, or is the mimetic
Something.
term that people use? Yeah.
Yeah, touch dehydrated, bringing it full circle here.
Yeah.
You're like the alien, basically. If no one touches you ever, that's fucked.
Yeah, well, that's what happened to that little fella in Mexico.
Yeah, his mom never
He's
hugged him
looking
enough.
Love. Yeah.
Dude, that's what happens when you just don't get enough pussy. You know, you
Yeah.
just get terminally chalky in a little drawer.
Yeah, and then some Mexican scientist rolls you out in front of Congress, and it's like, look at this fucking weirdo.
We think he has one bone in his leg.
Oh my god. Dude, so like does he not have joints, that thing? Like he just doesn't have any joints? It's just all bones? Like one bone? Like his arm and hand is
I
one
think he
bone?
prefers blunts.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of memes where it's like the guy's face is like, "Yo, after you hit the whole blunt to the face," and it just... but yeah, no, I saw someone doing like a debunk thread on it, and it was like, yeah, these are obviously just like child bones that were stolen from graves and like grafted onto this idol. Like,
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I saw someone saying the head was like a llama's brain cage or something like that.
Brain cage, otherwise known as a skull.
Dude, okay, yeah, but that was the exact language that I read it in. That's why it's like, I'm not calling shit a brain cage, bro. I don't think that way. The Mexican scientists wrote it, dude, or the debunkers, whoever.
That's actually, the Spanish language doesn't have a word for skull.
Yeah, it's just
the
brain
direct
cage.
translation is El Brain Cajo.
Dude, I think that the whole thing, like, okay, so we did like a UFO Congress hearing like a month ago or whatever, and they had some guy that was
we
like,
didn't, but like the U.S. government did.
yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, I mean, ours would be a lot quicker. It'd be like, hey, aliens? Nah, that's bullshit. All right.
It would just be us having cryptosci and
bring in the candy guys, yeah,
the rare candy guys on. Get the panel of elders. And
we're all
just
looking
closed.
at pictures. We're like,
spoiler
that can't be
alert.
real.
Spoiler alert. We determined that they are real.
I don't. I give a dissenting opinion, just like RBG in every major court case, dude.
And I'm just Clarence Thomas. I'm just silent for the entire episode.
Finger guns, dude.
I mean, I knew it was bullshit just from the first thread I saw on the timeline about it was dropped by like one of the Krasenstein brothers. Like, come on here. What are we doing?
Like, bullshit. Okay, typically I don't respect debunkers of any kind because they deploy that against my favorite theories. But
Yeah, they hate fun.
Yeah, it's not fun. They're horrible people. They're stepping on fun all the time. They want everyone to live in a dark and sterile world. But I think they're right in this case. I'm pretty sure this is not a real alien. I don't think they exist like in that way. I don't know. I think something does, but not. They're not fossils of them laying around.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're not even stepping on fun because this guy's not fun. He's a fucking loser. Look at him.
Like, no, that's exactly what I was just gonna say. It's like, can you imagine if this is what fucking aliens were? How fucking boring that is. That was the main thing. It's like I looked at this and I mean, okay, the big thing too is you look at it and it looks like Hollywood depictions of aliens, which is the immediate thing where you're like, okay, this is bullshit.
Can't be real.
But there's that, I'll be honest, because it's like I want to believe, right? There's those couple seconds where I'm sitting with the idea of like, well, what if, like let's just play that game for a second, and I just feel such deep disappointment just thinking about the idea that would actually be what fucking aliens look like.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's
like that little fucker.
I want to believe, but I like, as a kid, I was into the alien stuff. I was reading all the books. My little naive mind was like believing all this stuff because it seemed cool. But now that the government is straight up saying like, yeah, this shit's real. No, I'm calling cap. There's something going on here.
Major cap. My main thing is like we did the congressional hearing on UFOs like a month ago, and then the Mexicans are like, all right, let's one up them a little bit. Let's bring out some fucking mummy aliens, dude.
And also and like you just to go back to those congressional hearings, it's always bullshit when they change the name. Like the media changes the acronym or the name for a thing because we're not calling them UFOs now. We're calling them UAPs or whatever. It's like changing Kiev to Kiev.
I fucking hate UAP compared to UFO. I hate it so fucking much.
Oh yeah, it sucks.
What does it mean?
Like unobserved aerial phenomena.
Dude, what? That's
wild. I mean, it just means UFO, basically.
Yeah.
Like it's like the same thing.
But when you roll out the psyop, you have to change the terminology so you control the narrative in that like subtle way.
Yeah,
it's like when they changed the spelling of Kiev when the Russia Ukraine shit popped off.
Yeah, I remember.
Well, and that's like, wasn't everybody calling it? Doesn't everybody need to call it Kiev now? Like that was the order, is that everyone needs to call it Kiev?
I call it Kiev, bro. Smoke up.
It's just like a video of like Putin fucking unscrewing the bottom cap of his grinder.
Yeah.
he's got the tiny little plastic scrapey tool.
Yeah, he's just sitting there scraping it out. He's like, yeah. He's got the reddest eyes of all time. He's on a bear.
He's just like firing a rocket launcher that's taking down that Wagner guy's plane.
Yo. Yeah, that shit's crazy too. I was at work like a couple months ago, and my boss is like, "You hear about this coup that's going on in Russia?" And I was like, "Dude, that's bullshit. I don't know what you're talking about." and he made me look it up, and I like read about this Wagner guy and all that. And then next thing you know, I'm hearing he's got shot down out of a plane, and I'm like, "Yeah, dude, Putin is kind of goated. Like, you don't fuck with that guy for real on this turf."
Well, also it was like weird, right? Because everybody like. For a while, everybody was like, "Yeah, dude, Prigozhin, man, like he's taking him down," and then it just like stopped. Right?
Yeah,
like it was like about like a labor dispute. He was just like, "You're not giving us good enough food or pay or something like that," and so he like marches on Moscow, and then just like stops, and then he goes to Africa, and he just gets shot down. It's the weirdest shit in the world. I don't even understand.
Yeah,
but
they like stopped it somehow by brokering like a deal with like Lukashenko, the Belarusian guy. Mm-hmm. So they were like, okay, the Wagner people we'll give them safety in Belarus. The rest of them can like join the official Russian military. But yeah, no, Putin again moving in silence, just waiting for it to all die down, and then just boom, blow him out of the sky. Which, dude, that's what we got to do to fake friends.
That's so true. Okay, so what's the deal with that shit? Because I've heard some murmurs about there's some sort of issue with Jamie Foxx or something saying fake friends, and it's about Jewish people. Is that what's going on?
We got another he's not letting it celebrity on our hands.
Yeah. He's not letting it slide. What they did to him with that vaccine.
Oh. Is that what it's about?
I'm kidding, by the way. For YouTube. I mean the yearly flu shot, which is great. And I've never heard of anyone having an issue with it.
No, you.
Yeah, I mean, except the alien.
That shit hit him pretty hard, but
yeah.
And lead singer. But yeah, dude, what's going on with that? It's like. The Jewish dude, okay, everyone's coming under heat recently for anti-Semitism. I feel like they've been trying to rail on RFK for anti-Semitism a lot, like in like his congressional hearings. Now they're like trying to say that Jamie Foxx is being anti-Semitic for saying like something about fake friends. It's like they're really like I feel like they're trying to amp up the anti-Semitism narrative like on an additional level than it was previously in the past few years.
Oh yeah, there's been a lot of talk about the ADL and whatnot with Musk's lawsuit against them or whatever, but they literally exist to create more anti-Semitism so that they can fund more. They can just get more funds from the the NGO industrial complex.
That's how all those groups work fundamentally. They're like, let's go around and shine light on this. Like, let's just go find more shit that can keep us in business. And it's like, or let's go manufacture.
Stay mad. You got to keep the hate flowing. That's how people are getting ad revenue payouts on the X platform. You just gotta ramp up the takes that just make people pissed off.
Well, dude, this is the grift talk for this week, right?
Oh yeah,
it's just the absolute, and it's crazy to say because it's like it's not like it was great about this already, but like just how much more cynical Twitter has got. From my point of view, I'm, as we talked about, like I'm kind of freshly back on after a while, and so I've kind of been getting the swing of it again, kind of getting the lay of the land. And it's weird, right? Because one of the big things that I'm seeing, right, is just that the factional lines of how it was when I was previously on are like completely gone, right? It's completely fucking different. But the big thing that took a little bit longer for me to really pick up on is, just like, simply put, the amount of ads that are everywhere is fucking insane. It's in everything. It makes threads really hard to read. Like in replies. And yeah, I think you had mentioned this, like the amount of engagement bait posts is just unbelievable. I've straight up needed to just straight up like begin muting all of these accounts that are like white people watch, and it's like it's like videos of black people beating up on like white children or something. And I'm just like, it's like, yeah, like it makes you want to just be like psychotically angry for the rest of your day. And there is an insane amount of it now, to an extent that I like don't remember being the case in the past.
That sounds like a nightmare. I mean,
yeah, it's definitely gotten worse. And like one particular thing I've noticed lately is just the you guys go into it a lot on the show, but just a lot of the black pilled like dating and gender relations posts and takes, because those are what's popping right now. Like not just the typical male incel classic manosphere stuff, but also like the new like femcel narrative too. It's being pitched to both sexually starved men and women, and people are like their views and shit is popping from this stuff. And it's just incredibly depressing, and I don't want to see it. And I've started muting a lot of accounts too, like you said.
The algorithm is trying to make us all retarded and make us all hate each other and rip us apart. That's what it's trying to do.
Yep. Well, and I think I feel like it kind of became like a cliche a while ago to like point out the whole like it's divide and conquer strategy, man. But like honestly, at this point, like it kind of is in a lot of ways, because it's like all you see is okay. This is funny that we're talking about this right now, because earlier I was just texting some of my friends about this. It's kind of wild how much I hate Pearl Davis,
dude. Jesus.
I had a post I think about it today, and it's like she's like the female Jesus, where she's just like she's concentrating all of my hate for women just onto her. She's like dying for the sins of all women, and like I'm like becoming a healthier person for it.
Yeah, you're looking around, you're like, man, these broads ain't that bad for real.
No, absolutely. I'm like calling my mom more often. I'm like feeling thankful, dude. Okay, me and my fiance are arguing less. I'm just kidding.
Good.
We've naturally never argued ever because we're perfect. But no, God damn it, I just lost my train of thought.
Pearl Davis.
No, dude, this broad. Well, and I don't want to ramble too much because I want to get your guys' take on this.
What's the deal with this broad?
Yeah, what is the deal with this broad?
There we go. Right? Okay, she's like advocating for men to get fucking vasectomies at this point.
Wait, what?
Yeah, man. I mean, she's out here talking about man, there's like I clearly have like a half a second delay on my microphone, and it's driving me fucking nuts today. I fucking hate it. But she's like she's telling guys that they'll have bargaining power in the sexual marketplace or whatever if they just start getting vasectomies.
What? That's batshit crazy, dude.
This chick is demonic.
Do you know about her like backstory, like how she originally came up with like the Kevin Samuels shit?
I think it's like black pickup artist shit, right?
Yeah, and she was like the OG like stan, and she was like open about like, yeah, I'm like fucking all these black guys, and
What?
like, yeah, and now she's just like pivoted that into black pilling white guys about like, you know, it's all cuckold fantasies. Like the timeline, this shit, it's you see, it's like nothing but like, no, you can never like be with a woman because she's, you know, she's fucked other guys or she's gonna fuck other guys, and you need to you need to preserve your power in the sexual marketplace by taking these drastic steps. And it's so anti-human.
Yeah,
like
she looks, dude. I didn't know that about her. I mean, I knew that she liked Kevin Samuels, but I didn't know about like what you were saying with her, like fucking all the black dudes and stuff. But like, she looks like the broad that would be in the middle of the couch on that picture, like that meme that's like all the black dudes standing up around the couch, and there's that broad.
No, literally, yeah,
she looks like
that.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was going to actually bring her up on this episode for a separate reason. Because Joe, our good friend of the show, who we had on a couple episodes ago, he pitched an idea for a new panel kind of thing and segment we could do every now and again. And I thought it would be kind of fun to just kind of test run it on here and bring up an incendiary topic for it. So his panel idea, and thank you for this, Joe, is the wood panel. Just like wood panel, wood siding, you know, wood panel cars, etc. But instead, it's wood, as in would you. And so, you know, the wood panel is all of us sitting around, and then someone will throw a name in the hat, and then we'll decide for various reasons.
Dude, Joe is on notice. Joe is on notice right now because he just like repeatedly keeps talking about how Pearl is a wood, and I just like I can't handle it.
So,
dude.
well, we can come on here right now, and we can settle that once and for all. So, Pearl Davis, would you?
No.
Yeah, absolutely no. She's a zero on the binary. Like it's
decidedly no from all of us, I think, on that one.
Yeah, of course. It's not even hard. Joe, if you're listening to this, you should feel bad about the choices you've made.
Yeah, everyone hated that shit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Honestly, everyone might hate you now. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't know. It's just such a horrible. I'm just kidding, but
I don't even know who you are. I kind of hate you right now.
Absolutely, exactly. And honestly, Griff, you know, he's a good judge of character. So I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm sick of this shit. It's the black pill. It's the whole black pill thing in general. And like I was talking about this today too when I was talking to my friends about Pearl. It's based is like a problem now. And I remember before I was on Twitter, we talked to CryptoSci, and he was talking about how like they're like kind of anti-based now. And I was like, what does that even mean? You know, what are you talking about? Right. And I kind of get it now because nobody that's really culturally fluent, not really, is like really like libbed up or like kind of a normie chapo anymore. Like the people that
they had their day. That meta's passed for sure.
no, exactly. Like that's like a few updates ago. That's not in the meta anymore. And like the people that are still there are basically like the book is closed. Like they're basically just always going to be there, I'm assuming. And like no one really takes that shit seriously. Like if you can get yourself to work on time and you like still talk to your family members, that's just not a thing that you're going to consider taking seriously, right? But the real psyops that actually get people now are the ones that are like branded as based. And like Andrew Tate is the king of all of those, right? Pearl Davis, another one. I don't know. There's a ton of other examples. I can't really think of any right now.
The Liver King?
Liver King is a great example. Liver King, Jocko, I don't know. I mean, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, and it's particularly cynical because, you know, let's take it back to the roots. The origin of the term "based," Lil B, it's just about being yourself.
Yeah.
And if you're like modeling your life after these influencer grifters who are just selling you all these takes and giving you extremely myopic and advice that is probably not going to fit your lifestyle, that's the exact opposite of being yourself.
Speak on it, dude.
Yeah, 100%.
Facts. 100%. Damn.
Well, it's all about, it's all about, I mean, there is kind of a funny irony between just like based now being all about this kind of like very contrived self-improvement and self-improvement influencer shit, which like it's not even really self-improvement, right? Like going to the gym, going for a run, meditating, that is cool. There's nothing wrong with that.
Forming good habits. Yeah.
Forming good habits, you know.
The vasectomies aren't that.
No. But this whole just kind of like affecting, because it's like it's like personality cult shit, right? Mm-hmm. And it's decidedly, it's very specifically like not being authentic at all.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's soul dimming.
I feel like it's been that way.
It's just getting accelerated now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're just really seeing it with people with the monetary incentive now to just try to rile people up as much as they can. It's just like what it was before, but to the nth degree, and it's just going to get worse, I think.
Yeah, everything is accelerating so rapidly. It's like someone just put their foot on the gas pedal. I think that like just algorithmic internet is really what's done it for the most part, because it just keeps closing those feedback loops even tighter and tighter and tighter between like saying absurd shit and getting incentivized for it. It's just like immediate now.
Well, that's like, it's how it does the current form of it, right? But I mean, it's still just underlying. It's just capital doing what it does, right? I mean, it's just it's just kind of this speeding up process that's been happening for quite a while now. It's just funny because it's just such a blur now, right? I mean, it is funny to just think about like the Chapo meta is long since gone, right?
Dude, thank God.
Wasn't somebody just posting the other day about how like in the last couple of months their like subscribers have dropped like just like an incredible, like almost
send 50%. It to zero.
No, seriously. Okay, if anybody's, I can't imagine that this is really going to describe anybody. But if there's the one fucking person who's listening to this that does subscribe to Chapo Trap House, just walk away. # walk away.
We're dumping shares.
You don't need to be doing this. You know what I mean? Life, it gets better. You know,
dude, I can't even imagine that they would still have any type of listener base, because like their entire fucking project is just completely defunct. Like the only thing they had going for them was like being tangentially like affiliated with Bernie, and then like that just obviously was fucking nothing. And like we're so far from it now. Like Bernie's like nothing, dude. So far in the rear view.
Yeah, and you can see it on the ground, like here in New York, like because they used to be like a big presence and sort of was running this whole, social scene here. But then when the Bernie thing dropped off, like I think a bunch of them moved away, and like so now like those people like you like I and like the vibe in the city now is more aligned with like the dime square dissident right people. Like those are the people throwing the parties, those are the people doing cool shit. And then there's all these like weird like former Chapo hangers on who like will kind of flit around the edges because they don't have anything to do and whatnot.
Right.
So yeah, you can sort of see it in the social politics of the city scene in that way, for sure.
Was the Chapo meta kind of Bernie movement and moment, was that kind of whole thing, and maybe like the past like decade of that, was that kind of just like strictly a millennial thing, and then now that like they're kind of aging out and Zoomers are kind of aging more into like the cultural creation stage, is that kind of what's happening here? Maybe like
I think that's a good take. Yeah, because it's just millennial Daily Show. It's what it could persist in perpetuity with their people who have the sunk cost fallacy and just never like move beyond it. Like it's always funny like running into some poster who I used to like run with back in those days, and like, you know, they probably like blocked me a long time ago or something, but like the ones that I randomly see come across my timeline and they're still like doing the exact same like 2019 like yikes dude, do better humor, you know. Like yeah, it's like pulling out a fossilized alien from the drawer.
For real.
It's genuinely fucking wild. I think like I still think that it would be really interesting to do just a whole project of kind of bringing up a bunch of posts and like podcast episodes and fucking annoying YouTube video essays, all from just like the week after Super Tuesday in like 2019, and just seeing like that's like an epochal shift, right? And
dude,
that's
the
like
Chapo one, dude. Fucking what's his name? I don't even remember his name. Fucking glasses, chubby face. He was out on his porch, just like bitching into this phone.
Yeah, no, that's it was
because it was when COVID dropped too, so everyone was stuck inside.
Yeah.
So they were just like, Chrisman, I think is the one. Just doing psychs and like just being like, oh, it's so over, like. Yeah, just the drug fueled black pill while everyone was just going insane, stuck indoors. And like,
that was a real bubble burst moment right there. That was like the housing crisis, like bubble burst moment, but just for like the futures of Chapo Trap House people.
Dude, you know what?
I just. Yeah,
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, yeah. I was gonna say, like, I remember when that moment was happening and the whole Bernie thing was falling apart, and like everyone just started like attacking each other online, and that was like the first inkling was like, okay, I need to disentangle myself from this vibe, and it just started. It was soul poisoning, and honestly, I feel like a lot better for getting out of it. Just like not dunking on people all the time, just trying to have fun and trying to vibe, and you know, obviously, I use my platform to try to make money. Which I think I'm patting myself on the back because I think I was ahead of the curve on that. But I'm also not willing to go down the cynical engagement bait by appealing to one side or the other, because it's just it hurts your soul to think about going back to that. You know,
dude, there's a lot there in what you just said, and I think one of the big things is I think it's dangerous spiritually. I think that shit will like warp you. You know, I encounter now that I'm on Twitter again, I encounter like kind of like very rarely some of that kind of like dirtbag leftist irony. And when I like see it, it like gives me a disquieting feeling.
It's like uncanny valley shit.
Yeah, no, yes, exactly. It's like seeing art made by an AI where you're just like, oh man, like what? It's creepy. And then the other thing is, and you know, I don't want to be like too melodramatic about it, but like I think it's also just literally unsafe in that like those people are like there's just a ton of doxers, and that was like the whole thing, right?
Pedophiles.
Well, okay, and that's connected with what I'm saying, right? Is like it was like this whole you would get into these group chats, right, where it was just this kind of weird cyclical sport of people getting dirt on each other, and then like doxing or like throwing people under the bus and fucking them over, right? And it was constant, right?
It's like Bohemian Grove, dude.
No,
it was fucking wild. And like, yeah, I don't know,
like
man.
all the dudes were sex pests too. Like it was fucking insane. Like just how, like in retrospect, just how many like creepy men were in these spaces, just being evil people, like straight up, just bad people, like, but like, you know, like just, you know, I don't want to make it like a gendered thing or whatever, but people just taking advantage of each other and developing these online relationships and then throwing each other under the bus when something bad happened or something was found out about someone. And like, just, like probably the final straw for me, like it was, you know, I was already pretty much out of it by then, but was when, Sanrio pilled, when they're all going at him and they were like photoshopping pictures of his mom like naked in that,
like
was some of the most heinous shit I've ever seen on the internet. And
He
these
posted
people
like
who
a Thanksgiving photo.
yeah, like, oh my god, and like these people that claim to be morally superior just like like fucking coming at a guy's family with absolute glee. It's just evil.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and that's the thing is like it's the when you're so self-assured of your own just like moral soundness, it really can set you up to just do some really fucked up shit to the people you perceive as being totally other. And that's just such a it's that's 100% what was going on there, and it freaked me out. It genuinely freaked me out. I mean, I remember, you know, towards the end of like my using my old account, just like there was never anything that was going to be super terrible. I was never super worried about, you know, the dog piles. But like knowing, you know, the few times that it happened to me, it was when I quit my job because of the vaccine, and I don't know, there's one other one. I think it was like about looting or something. Just like knowing that there are people that do shit like that you have the attention of like tens of thousands of these people.
Yeah, you bring down the eye of like Sauron on you.
Exactly. Like it's not. I just remember like a number of times, and ultimately I acted on this, right? A number of times just kind of logging on and just being like, you know, I'm like choosing to do this. Like, what the fuck am I doing?
It's like a masochistic ritual. Almost,
yeah. And so I just nuked the account. But the thing you said about making money off of the presence online, you know, that actually in this kind of ironic way comes all the way back around in my opinion. And this is a half-formed thought, so maybe this is bullshit in a way, but like I think that actually comes all the way back around to being healthier, because it's like a formalized and more honest view of the grift that everyone's engaging in.
Yeah.
And instead of just having yourself just be the pure product, it's just like, dude, like I'm just hopping on here like once a week I'm making a post about the episode we put out. And like I'm not that I have a very clear and defined metric of what success for myself on here looks like. I want to have people subscribe to our thing. I want to have people subscribe to stoked on this project we're doing, as opposed to, you know, having it kind of be this much more abstract thing where I'm just going like, oh, you know, people didn't react to my joke in the group chat, or this banger that I put out didn't get enough likes on it, and so I feel like I have less value because of it. And it's like, dude, that's like mental illness shit, dude. Like, I think people gamifying it, with the exception of these Twitter paychecks, that's degenerate. But like gamifying it in a way to give yourself a little more distance is good. Because I think otherwise, like I think not having that awareness of it, not having like that mindfulness, is how you just get into just like doing fucking weird photoshops of people's moms, like we were talking about, and just really like getting a sense of value wrapped up in it that's like not healthy.
Yeah, and at least like I know you really hit on there, just kind of the impetus for why I named my project what it is, because it's clear pill. You have a clear eye about what you're doing here, and because like what other if you're doing those incredibly fucked up behaviors like you're saying, but you like doing it would almost be more healthy if they were doing it for some sort of monetary gain, but they're not. It's like it's just this like sadistic group. Like group torture session that they just will apply to people, and you know, if someone is just trying to like have fun, make some money, you know, build something for themselves, like that's actually a lot healthier, like for someone in the long run, because like, you know, you could use that to better your life. You know, like
it's engaging with it more as like a marketing tool or something for a project or something, rather than like a virtual reality that you're an avatar in. Like I think that like the way that people are engaging with Twitter is in social media in general is kind of like they're creating this like almost voodoo doll type avatar of themselves and just putting it out there into this like virtual online sphere of social interaction. And then they're like, that is tied to them personally and their self-worth, even if it's like an anonymous account or whatever, it's not a face doxing. They're still like, that's still the way that they engage with that virtual reality as like a member of it. And so when you put the distance, like you're saying, Slav and Grift, like when you have like an actual thing, it's like, well, I'm coming on here to like, my avatar is not me, but it's my project. And I think that that's something that like gives you that distance that's healthier.
Yeah, no, yeah, totally agreed. Yeah, man.
Dude, Grift, go ahead and while we have it up and we're talking about projects, go ahead and plug your stuff. Give a little mid-ep plug while we're here.
Hell yeah. So yeah, Grift.shop is the website. I sell a lot of stuff on there. I've been getting
Good
more
shit.
into the yeah, thanks, man. I've obviously all the original sort of political satirical stuff still up there. I've been getting into the crypto space more lately, just
Nice.
through people I've met in the city and whatnot. So I do a lot of stuff for those type of projects. There's really something for everyone on there. Go check it out. Grift.shop, the handle Griftshop. The O is a 0 on Twitter. I just try to have fun on there, and it's really gratifying because like so many people like hit me up to do like custom shirts for them and like just custom stuff. So I just have these like individual creative relationships with people I meet on there that are all just like so positive, and like and it's just mutually beneficial because like they send me money. I do a little work for them. I get them a product that they want, and build something for the future. And I've done some really cool things with people on there. So.
Hell yeah, man. You've done some cool things with us in the past. The Fed Post merch runs were great. I love those.
Those were legendary. Yeah.
Definitely, dude. I'm wearing my Variants tee right now, actually. I knew that Grift was coming on, and I was like, I'm going to throw on some Griftshop merch right now, dude, just to gear up for the episode.
Let's go. Trying to think if there's been any new stuff on there lately. I've been doing some stuff with this Hunter Biden shitcoin.
Dude, Hunter Biden shitcoin. They made a Hunter Biden crypto?
Yeah, so there's this shitcoin called Mog that the avatar is Hunter Biden smoking crack with pit vipers on it.
Holy fuck.
It's some real like surrealist shit. So I sort of used it as a vector to bring back the like sort of like late aughts, early 2010s like Barstool blackout aesthetic. Like the picture with all the guys wearing like party with sluts shirts on it. Yeah. So I've been seeing a lot of posts being like, "Oh, we need to bring that back. Like, whatever happened to those guys? We gotta revive it." So I've been doing a little stuff in that vein with the Mog guys. But yeah, no, it's a lot of it is very like the crypto stuff is so ridiculous and absurd that you gotta just have a whole like surreal vibe with it. So like when I'm getting like I'll work with a token or whatever to do some promo, and I just try to make it like as weird and fun as possible.
Yeah.
And I'm not telling you to get in on the Ponzi, but you can if you want to. This is not financial advice.
It's like so ate up and fried, like the whole crypto culture. It's wild. It's fun, dude. It's like an interesting, like like you said, it's like this like absurdist, almost like surrealist, like acid kind of take. It's really, really, really interesting stuff.
Yeah, and it's noticing just how mimetic strength will lead to financial gain. Is really interesting because literally the shit coins that pop off just have the better memes. That's all it takes. If you have the better memes and can figure out a better vibe, like you're gonna get people to buy into your. They're basically cults, because if if you all go in on it and then you don't sell and it goes up, then you all benefit. So it's this sort of like soft cult aspect to it that you obviously don't want to bet the whole farm on it. You want to. You want to keep it within reason, but
I'm sorry.
There's definitely fun to be had.
Does COH just have like a ripping guitar solo?
I'm sorry.
Is this what the South is like?
No, that was something. No, my bad, bro. I just opened up a message that I got, and my phone was on loud, and it like that just popped up. That's a band called Humphreys McGee. If you want to hear ripping guitar solos, so.
I liked how it kind of like accentuaed my my spiel there.
I'm sorry,
like,
I didn't mean to completely cut you off.
Riff at just the right moment, yeah.
Well-timed guitar riffs. Dude, that reminds me, we never even introed the fucking episode. Grift, we've got a nice little intro that we cooked up. I'm going to play a quick 30 seconds of it so we can get you in
hit
on
that
it.
shit.
Let's go.
These people are sick.
This is obviously a very, very sick individual. These people are the sickest of them all.
The sickest of them all. That gets me every time.
You better get used to hearing it.
These people are sick. These people are sick.
So absurdly quiet this time. I love it. I don't actually ever want to get like a real proper intro. No offense, Joe. It is a real proper intro, but playing it as a soundboard is deranged. I never want to change from that because it's just it like I've said, it's like the laughing over it is like part of the intro.
Mm-hmm. Well, imagine we have a real guest
every
on.
Time. Yeah.
Like, imagine we have like a real respectable like type of media guest on one day, and we're like, all right, man, we're gonna just play our intro real quick for you, and it's just that.
We have Trump on, and it's just
Yo,
recording
dude.
him.
Oh,
That'd
he
be
would
good.
love it. I love how there's just so many different clips of him saying that exact same phrase.
Yeah.
just one of the go-tos. You guys have talked a lot about how he has very much influenced language, and and we do all talk like him now, and I'm very happy to have These People Are Sick to be a part of my core vocabulary.
Yeah, absolutely. I use it so often just in real life to people, and most people don't know it's a reference at all, and they're just thinking I'm just kind of maybe a little bit of a crank, but but it's fun. There was a new one from his Tucker X interview that I spoke about on the air last time.
Like animals or something?
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and play it real quick for you. This might be a little bit louder. Let's see.
Savage animals. They are people that are sick, really sick.
Yeah. He's calling them savage animals, and he's calling them sick. Like, he's doubling down. Dude, he's
Wait.
got
What
it.
were you playing that off of?
My phone.
Dude, this is this guy plays like original Xbox Online poker and plays audio clips off his phone on the podcast. This is so critical to the formula of the podcast, and I don't even know how to define it.
It's lo-fi, bro.
Yeah, this is a real avant-garde right here.
I'm just doing my best out here. I'm not built for the modern world, bro.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, I mean, you know Trump is really going to go in on someone when he compares them to any sort of animal. Like, he hates dogs. Put him down like a dog. Like, this makes you think of like just animals with rabies running amok in the streets, like biting people, like
Mangy.
rabid animals. Yeah, mangy. Yeah.
Dude, savage animals, dude. We're like,
Savage
what the fuck? Or saber-toothed lion or something. Like, what?
Oh my god. Yeah.
Man,
I would
see him in
love.
a debate.
Yeah. Oh my. Yeah. We need it. Yeah, I want to see him just go in on DeSantis. That would be really funny.
Yeah, he's gonna
Meatball
drop the
Ron,
DeSanctimonious though.
I was gonna say Ron DeSanctimonious is just not.
Low energy.
It's just it's incredibly low energy. I mean, that's just that's his older base that's kind of just spoiling the fun for us because they're the ones that like pulls well with. Meatball Ron feels a lot more millennial.
Yeah,
And
it's racial.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
It's just racial. I never got that. I had never understood that. Holy shit! Because he's a fucking guinea, dude. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I dude, what if he like did one debate and he just called Ron DeSantis a wop?
Guinea wop. He got all there.
That.
That'd be hilarious, dude. He got my vote for sure if he did that.
Absolutely.
That was when they would officially make WAP a slur. Then it would be the first anti-white ethnic term to be in the database of hateful slurs, which is like half the, in some organizations that's like half the English language. But.
Dude, they would do like a Damon Lindelof Watchmen HBO series of Mario.
Yeah.
We would get this like really didactic prestige television Italian woke propaganda.
God,
oh my God,
that'd be a
yeah.
nightmare.
Yeah, what would be a great like anti-Italian hate crime that you could lead off the series with?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, actually, this is a not fun answer, but like, wasn't like the biggest lynching in American history against like a bunch of Italians? Like they like hung a bunch of them somewhere.
I've not
Dude,
heard
stolen
this.
valor, bro.
Yeah,
Now I'm gonna start
it's a true
flexing
story.
that, dude. I'm gonna flex that around all the black people I know.
Yeah, wait.
I'd be like, I'm Italian.
This is me learning COH is Italian. I just shut down the whole podcast.
You're like, oh fuck, we're out of here.
No, I
don't
think
want
I
anything
knew
to
that.
do
I
with
think
that.
I knew that. I think we did the DNA tests in the beginning of the project. So.
Mhm. I mean, otherwise we wouldn't have. I mean, we got to make sure we're screening out any type of unfavorable ethnicities in there.
Exactly.
But somehow WAPs made the cut, which is interesting. But we did build America.
It is interesting. Well, that's when we learned that I'm not actually Slavic, like even slightly.
Oh yeah,
and we were like, all right, cool, we can go forward with this.
dude. There was a time when Italians were like, there were people on Twitter that were like, "Hey, Italians are the shit," and then there was like an era where it was like the most comfortable thing to make fun of, like the most.
Well, it was the
acceptable
original
race
white
to
woman
make fun
joke.
of. Yeah,
It
it
was
was
the-
just Italians.
It was the original white woman joke, and people would just be like, "Oh, I hate Italians deserve less rights," and it's just like, dude, this is just cope because like you're so, like repressed. There's a word that you could say that would make it so that none of your friends would hang out with you.
Yeah, just say the N word,
Yeah,
dude.
you're-
Not up.
yeah, these people are so alienated from what they actually want to say that they have to channel it into the Italian jokes as cope. Exactly. Yeah. And then there are all those like parody accounts where it's like Elon Musk, oh, I cooked a meatball or whatever. It's just so lame. Like,
dude, you brought up a Sanrio pilled earlier, so I just wanted to do a quick shout out, dude. I don't know if he's still posting or not, but dude,
Yeah, what
that
happened
was-
to that cat?
hopefully he's still making music out there,
Yeah, I enjoyed him a good bit. So quick shout out Sanrio, and I just wanted to make sure I put that on record before we moved on past it. And also, his name Sanrio has got an Italian kind of swing to it.
All right, let's not try to ruin it. You know?
Yeah.
Wait, wasn't he psyop resistor? Wasn't that the whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The,
Dude, it's funny, man. It's funny the diaspora that happened, like
Yeah.
right around when I got off Twitter. I don't know what the fuck happened in the time I was gone, but it's like I remember just those like couple of months ahead of time, just being like, oh, I feel the fault lines right now, and then all hell broke loose.
That's one of the strangest things for me now is like thinking, because I've been off Twitter now for like 2 years roughly, and just like kind of thinking back on that time of my life, like when I was just like kind of more heavily on it when we started the Fed post and stuff. It's just like all those people that I had daily contact with, I don't know where or who the fuck they are or what they're doing anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Like people like Sanrio or like Posting Menace and shit like that. It's just like I don't even. It's just
Posting Menace got the like he got the like Goodwill Hunting happy ending, right? Of being like every day I pull up, to Twitter and I hope that I don't see a Posting Menace post. I hope you make your life better and log off. And he actually logged off like way before any of us.
Way before,
that?
Yeah, he was kicking with Waka Flocka, dude.
And no one ever heard from him since.
Fuck. Waka Flocka.
Yeah, shout out Posting Menace, a real one. I think the first episode of the Fed Post that I ever listened to was the Posting Menace episode, like at the beginning.
I remember that, man.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I remember when we had Posting Menace and Pig on.
Yeah, dude.
And Posting Menace was like the most grounded, reasonable person compared to Pig, who was like on the side of the road with trucks, like yelling
into like a Dell 08 laptop.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, no, it was like into an iPad, and she like harassed somebody walking on the side of the road. It was weird.
She was calling people on the road.
She's still posting.
Yeah, I saw someone on Instagram post one of her, like a screenshot of one of her posts the other day, and I was like, oh, nice to see she's still out there getting after it.
I actually like met her she doesn't live in New York anymore, but she was visiting, and I ended up at like a couple different times at like parties with her. She was mad cool.
Yeah, I could see that, dude. God bless her.
Yeah, but she's nice, you know.
Her cat, dude, Zach, goated.
Yeah, Zach was pretty dope.
Yeah, any cat is good. I know.
I love just like this, like I love this like trip down memory lane we're doing here.
It's honestly so funny. Yeah. Where are they now?
Dude, it's for real, bro. It's like the whole like find my friends thing or whatever. But now it's like I can't even find these people online either. So it's just like really, honestly, where like find my friends.
Yeah. I mean, I'm in like the like. It's basically the only people I'm even aware of now are basically just like is just the like Gamork chat, right? That's basically just kind of got everybody in it.
Oh, is Gamork still in the mix?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, no, he's not. Oh. But there's like the chat with everybody in it, and this is gonna be hilarious if Grift isn't in it. But yeah, like. There's some people...
quick lip smack.
Yeah. Like looking at it. No, half the people like it's like 3 years old. So like half the people like aren't even posting anymore. But I think somebody like added me to it, and it's interesting. Like it's basically a dead chat, right? But I'm just kind of looking, and it's like the people that still sometimes post in there are kind of like the people still around. I don't know. It's weird. It's just like the whole post left thing was
fever dream, dude.
Yeah, it was a strange fever dream.
Yeah,
it's just so weird, like living in the modern world where you form those kind of like that's just something that everyone's doing. Like even people that weren't a member of the post left or whatever, like people who are online at all are forming these like fleeting kind of parasocial relationships with people that they're in the same circles with online or whatever. And like there's so much communication, and then one day you could just. They're not even in your life at all anymore in any type of way. And it's like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, what was even going on? Like, it's just so weird how digital relationships work as like compared to like a physical relationship within proximity with people, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like I definitely know, like there were a lot of people from back in the day that same way, like, where are they now? But I've been lucky enough to, being in the city, I've, use the platform to like meet a lot of people that I knew before, just knew online before, just, meet people through them. And like, you don't even think of them as online friends anymore. They're just IRL friends that you hang out with all the time,
Nice. Dude, I'm actually meeting Slav at the end of this month for the first time.
Oh my God. Congrats.
That's right.
That's
amazing. Right. It's like 2 weeks out. I'm literally coordinating with my friend's dad to go pick him up at the airport.
Hell yeah.
Everything. It's fucking hilarious, dude.
That's so cute.
Yeah. Dude, lots of trust that you're putting into me. Just hooking me up with your friend's dad and with your brother-in-law, dude. Nice.
It's true. And he is definitely not allowed to wear any Griftshop merch to my fucking wedding.
I roll up in the Live Pandemic tee.
Or tell anybody the name of our podcast.
Oh shit! Yeah, I'm gonna be like rocking it real low key, dude. Real incognito in the back, just like people be like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, how do they even know each other? I'll be like, oh, dude, just old friends, bro.
Dude, how do you know it?
Yeah, we're in the trenches together.
Dude, the take wars.
Yeah,
we're the same platoon. But yeah, man. Shit. So you're in New York City, Grift.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been here like 2 years now.
Okay. Has it bounced back? Because I feel like it kind of like COVID kind of changed the character of the city a bit. What's it kind of look like now that we're on the other side of it?
It definitely has. I mean, they're definitely like trying to do soft psyops now to kind of bring it back. They're like, oh, we really recommend you get the new shot or wear the mask on the subway. But like, no one's fucking doing it. They don't have the juice. Anymore. Mm-hmm. So, but
they got the juice.
Yeah. So it's. Yeah.
It's just a slow one over the plate, I had
yeah, that was a meatball Ron right there. Yeah.
It's a real meatball Ron. Oh, you don't need to get sanctimonious about it. Okay.
But yeah, I definitely don't think it's. From what I hear, it used to be crazier here, but it's pretty much back to normal. There's plenty of stuff going on. I'm definitely happy to be in a scene that doesn't give a fuck about any of that. And if they tried to bring it back, we would just like resist it and do our own thing.
We were talking about it a little bit on the last episode about them trying to bring COVID back. What do you think about that? You think they don't have the legs to do it?
Not right now. Like it would. They gotta pick a new struggle, like they gotta roll out like a new plague or something, because I think everyone's just so normalized to COVID now that they couldn't. It is like troubling that the infrastructure is there, and like the precedent has been set that like if you don't have this card, you can't get into this place of business or whatnot. So, but it would take a lot for them to bring that back, I think. So I'm not particularly worried.
Dude,
this is something that I've been.
Virus.
What was that?
They need to bring back Zika virus, bro. That's what they need
they
to get that vaccine.
Dude, this is something I've been losing
yeah.
my fucking mind over lately. Actually, I've been talking with like my family, and God bless them. Okay, God bless them. I'm lucky enough to have kind of like a decent amount of like right wing family members, and so while they have a lot of pretty normie cringe beliefs, it's kind of the more fun ones, as opposed to being like I should have fewer rights cringe ones. And the annoying thing lately has just been one of my family members talking about like, dude, like bringing masks back, they're bringing lockdowns back, Klaus Schwab announcing the new fucking pandemic tomorrow, man. And it's like, dude, like there is zero fucking chance that that's happening. I'm sorry, I'm calling it now. Maybe I'm jinxing it right now, but like it's genuinely refreshing to hear you say what you just did, because I feel like I'm taking crazy pills, and it 100% is, when I think about it, it 100% is just another example of what we're talking about, of that like engagement bait bullshit online. Just this whole cycle of being like, dude, masks are coming back. Do not go along with it. We're going to get locked down again. It's just such obvious bullshit. And I don't know, like, playing with fire here a little bit with the YouTube censorship, but like, yeah,
we've been playing with fire with that all episode, bro.
Of course, dude, every episode, right? But like, okay, yeah, the 2020 election was bullshit. Says some other people, obviously not me, because I personally, of course, believe that it was great. But if I were to be someone
most free and most fair,
yeah, it was the most free. It was very secure, very reinforced, right? But
very fortified.
If I was someone who believed that it was bullshit, which obviously I'm not, I would say that it was obviously fucking bullshit, right? But one of the problems that boomer cons have had is that like they don't take any of the nuance that goes into that, right? Yeah. And so they genuinely just authentically believe that like zero Americans could vote for Democrats and they would still be able to cheat and win the election. And it's just like not how it works, right? And to the extent that like normies are over COVID, normies are, right? If you're seeing someone still wearing a mask, this is someone that either like works in a fucking retirement home with someone in like that's seriously ill, or this is someone that's like completely mentally whacked out, right? And you can completely disregard their opinion, right? But like normies are over it. In an election year, you have to acknowledge that this would be like suicide for libs to bring this shit back. And so I'm so tired of people taking this seriously. It's not going to happen.
That's why they got to bring the aliens out. They need a fresh psyop.
Alien COVID, dude. They're bringing like extraterrestrial diseases.
Yeah. Well, there's a bunch of the dirtbag accounts were spreading Ebola at Burning Man rumors. Did you see that recently?
Holy shit! I heard about a fucking fiasco there.
Yeah, like literally the fucking like TrueAnon people were like, "Oh yeah, there's
Oh,
Ebola happening at Burning Man," and then
yeah, I
it
saw
started
that
like
post.
trending. It's like, yo, like fake news up in here. Like Burning Man is a bunch of sick people who I'm glad they had to slog through the mud instead of having like weird orgies. But no, there's not an Ebola outbreak there.
Yeah, dude, Jesus, man, that sounded like a nightmare, dude. Burning Man just seems so gross. I don't understand. It's like, yeah, let's just go get dusty as fuck with a bunch of fucking like Silicon Valley startup bros and like a bunch of fire spinners or something. I don't fucking vibe with
Yeah, I don't
that. And
fuck
I
with
go to
Burning
music
Man.
festivals. I go and do that shit. But Burning Man seems pretty gay to me.
I mean,
Yeah, there's like a
into
healthy
Twitch.
level to that. Like you know, you could go to festivals, raves, like it's fun, but you don't need to go beyond that. It's just then you're just pushing it. Like
For sure, for sure. Well, yeah, it's like I can tolerate a certain level of like hippie shit, but like Burning Man is the unfun kind. It's the like
Yeah.
it's the hippies that read fucking Dale Carnegie, you
Mhm.
know, and like and got careers and
Mhm.
just fucking got real cynical about it. It's like the Manson family hippies
Yeah.
that got
Dude,
jobs.
there's literally a CEO of Burning Man. They have a corporate fucking structure. It's like just the gayest shit of all time. I don't. It's retarded.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
thanks.
So fuck Burning Man.
these people are sick.
Yeah, these people are sick out there, but
People
not
are
with Ebola.
sick. I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired of it.
We talked a little bit about the Hunter Biden coin, but we haven't talked about the Hunter Biden gun at all.
The Hunter
is
Biden, the man.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, apparently they're like there was some gun that the wife of the one who died, who he was fucking, like threw in a trash can or some shit, and then now they're trotting that out.
Yeah, first of all, how crazy is that, dude? Like, I feel like people just kind of jump past that. That Hunter Biden just fucked his dead brother's wife. That's, to me, that's crazy. Like, that's not
Sick behavior.
cool. Yeah, it's sick behavior. I guess it's maybe kind of like return to tradition of a certain sort, like back in the Old Testament times.
Yeah, where they're
But,
like, oh my, if something should happen to me, my brother will take good care of you.
yeah, shit for real. But fucking depraved, man. I don't care for that one bit. But they got him indicted now on the gun charge, and I think that the thing that they're actually trying to like indict him on is not. I mean, it may be having to do with the gun that they found in the dumpster, but they're not like, it's not because of it being in the dumpster. It's because of him apparently falsifying his application to get the gun, like his background check.
Sure.
Oh, I hate how all these lawsuits are just about like improperly stored or filed documents.
Yep.
Yes.
It's so lame. It's so
Everything is
fucking lame.
Everything is about fucking documents now. It's like
Mhm.
Brazil, the movie
Dude.
Brazil. It's
Yes. Yes.
fucking Kafka bullshit. Which is funny because this is about a guy who like bangs whores and smokes crack on camera, like
Mhm.
regularly.
And puts it on Pornhub, like just himself uploads it, dude. Nuts.
Yeah, and so we're worried about fucking documents. You know, I'll say not to poo poo the topic too much here, but like, you know, the Hunter Biden stuff, the like, we need to look at pictures of Hunter Biden's erect penis, is like the BoomerCon engagement bait, right? Like, I understand that it's a scandal, and so, you know, jump on the fresh meat whenever you can, right? But like, it doesn't really fucking matter, not really. No. What does matter is like the fucking business dealings with Ukraine,
Right.
with the country that like is you know, hopefully not going to be where World War III fucking starts.
Right.
That's like that's of historic import, right? But just like him being
shit.
him just being like a crackhead is like, I don't fucking care. And so all these just like, you know, boomers that are constantly just like, look at this picture of Hunter Biden's erect penis. Look at it to save our republic. It's I can't handle this.
Yeah, man, the Hunter Biden thing for me, like my take on the whole, like, on this specifically this gun thing is like, I just don't give a fuck. It says he lied about he lied they're giving him 3 counts on this, and it's like that he falsified the document saying that he wasn't a drug user when he signed up for like a gun in his background check. It's like, dude, who gives a fuck about that? Like, that's like going to the fucking dentist and they're like, you floss, and you're like, yeah, every fucking day, and you don't. You know, it's like, I don't know. To me, it seems like that's just like, it's like you said, it's just document shit. It's on some stuff that no one cares about. And I'm not even sure that you shouldn't be allowed to have a gun if you sometimes use drugs. I think that's fine.
That's fucking like, bullshit. Here, Grift disconnected there.
Oh shit! Okay,
you want to pause it real fast?
Yeah. All right, we are back from that little bit of a delay.
Yeah, I mean, we're going on about how the political prosecutions that are going down are just so boring. Like documents filed incorrectly, like classified documents being stored in a bathroom. Like political leaders used to be prosecuted because they were like leading armies against their opponents. Yeah. And we're going to like take over the state with legionaries, which I think is a good segue to something I wanted to talk about because I saw it popping up on the timeline a lot recently. There's this like TikTok trend of like women asking their like boyfriends like how often they think about Rome daily, and then doing the whole like, what isn't this weird? Like men think about the Roman Empire like 3 times a day. And all I'm gonna say is like 3 times a day. That's rookie numbers.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Come on, it's nothing. That's nothing.
That's so true, dude.
Yeah, and like, it's another one of these blackpilling things because like, if you're like with someone like, shouldn't they be like into your niche esoteric interests like that?
They should at least. I think it could be kind of poking fun a little bit. Like that's always a fun thing where it's like, you know, your significant other is saying like, you know, they're just kind of making fun about how you spurge out about a certain thing. I think that's kind of a fun, like, you know, a little bit of a dynamic to have in there. And so that could be what's going on. But also if it's just like broads that are just like, what's so special about Rome?
It's like you wouldn't understand the glory of Rome. Like,
no, exactly. Dude, there's like a very particular and common kind of female hate that gets leveled towards men that are like intellectually into something. Yeah. You know, it's like the David Foster Wallace effect. Like women just can't not shit on Infinite Jest. And like Rome is a similar thing. Literally favorite book. Fuck you, anyone listening that makes fun of that.
To be fair, you have to have a very high IQ to understand the subtle nuances within Infinite Jest or in the history of ancient Rome.
Amen, brother.
But yeah, no, I mean, like, I'm just lucky that my girl loves when I spurg out on autistic history rants. Like, it's apparently it's a very attractive feature. So
that's a classic dynamic. That's the shit, dude. The mansplainer, and then the partner, the girlfriend who actually enjoys the mansplaining. That's
the woman understander.
Yeah, the woman understanding.
Yeah, because like on these TikToks, you can see like I know it's definitely like, you know, tongue in cheek and making fun of it, but you can like see the contempt in their eyes for this man who had, you know, like, and like because Rome rocks, like, and the history is so great, and there's so many like parallels to what's going on now, and you know, just it's fucking epic, and like, you know, obviously like not everyone's gonna be into that type of stuff, but it definitely has like a, you know, obviously it's overrepresented online because we have a lot of people in our space who would be into that type of stuff. But
shout out good old boys.
Shout out, love, but it's just like that stuff is so cool and it rocks, and people are like, particularly like young men are like looking for like glory and like and like achieving greatness and whatnot, and there are so few paths to them available to do that in like a dignified way in our current world that like we could LARP a little by you know, being really into like the civil war between like Marius and Sulla or something, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally the foundation for the entire Western world. So I mean, there's definitely value into being interested in it and looking into it and thinking about it in retrospect. But I think there's like a weird thing where like it takes a certain kind of person to be really into history. And I think that like that certain type of person that's really into history, whether it be ancient history or like World War One, World War Two, whatever kind of history, is someone that's generally antagonistic to like, well, how do I say this? Like the progressive stack women ideology kind of person. And because they're typically people who are going to be like maybe more conservative or right leaning or whatever. So I think there's a bit of like something that's going on there with that dialectic.
Yeah, no, I would definitely agree because, yeah, it is very focused on like, you know, like military history and like valor and conquest and just like, you know, might makes right and whatnot. Yeah, that doesn't really square with the progressive stack at all, like you'd say.
Oh,
Yeah,
totally.
You know,
Well,
yeah.
And also, it's just really normal for people in modern culture to be really alienated from their place in history in general.
Oh yeah.
Like, excuse me, like we think about the world today as just some kind of standalone episode of some like anthology series. Like nothing came before us, and I mean, obviously, because the world is going to end tomorrow, like nothing will come after, and there's no through line. There's no like I'm not the latest link on a long biological chain that ties me all the way back to the dawn of man. I'm just like a complete unmoored individual. And I think that it's easy to make fun of people who are kind of like going through what's kind of like an indirect but clear kind of like consequence of that, right? Like people are looking further back to you know, history and their place in it, because you know, you're talking about like, you know, glory, and that's like needs that are unmet by contemporary culture, but also just like, you know, our connection to the past just isn't adequately addressed by modern culture. And yeah, I don't know. I think it can be really easy to tease people. It makes me think of like when people talk about, you know, it's such a cliche now to just be like, oh man, like staring at our phones all the time is bad, and you're supposed to make fun of it because it's a very trite kind of cliche thing to say, right? But it's like it doesn't make it any less true, right? And I think a lot of people just kind of picking up on this kind of like hollowness and this kind of loneliness that comes from being in this weird future we're in now. I think it's easy to tease that because I think people are kind of trained to do that. It honestly, it makes me think of the like, and you don't see this said very much anymore, but like the like we live in a society meme. I hate that fucking meme so fucking much because it's just making fun of anyone who tries to ever have any kind of like wider cultural critique of something. And yeah, usually people just have dog shit retarded critiques because most people are idiots, but like it's a good instinct to have.
Yeah, I think it's almost like I think you nailed that one, Slav. We kind of live in like this non-era time. Like we're living in a time that's kind of unmoored from like temporality. Like we're no longer in a string of events. We're not in an era. There's no definable like real kind of like characteristics to like the specific era that we're in. It's kind of like an amalgamation of all the eras before. But in that same sense, it's like you can't recognize the eras before as separate entities either, because it's all kind of one meshed thing now. And like this kind of like postmodern accelerated kind of reality that we're in now. And so it's almost like that making fun of people who are kind of reaching back towards the form of earlier traditional societies and looking for their place in history, just kind of understanding what came before. It's almost like the white blood cell defense mechanism of postmodern capitalism, like fundamentally, because it's like, no, you don't go looking back to understand where we are in our place of history. Don't go even examine other eras. Don't look forward. Yeah, it's like just trying to keep you in this sludge of forever. Just right now.
Yeah, why are you getting uppity, dog? Why are you doing that? Why would you think forward about having children, and why would you think backward to meaningful times in history? What the fuck? Like, just watch Ahsoka. Just watch Ahsoka, bro. Come on,
Holy
please.
fuck.
Just watch Ahsoka, please.
Oh,
Ahsoka and look at the fake alien mummy.
yeah. No, I mean, like Star Wars is more real history to a lot of people than real history.
Oh my fuck.
You know, for
That's
real.
so
Like,
true, dude.
yeah, no, like people could like give you a blow by blow of every like Marvel movie, but couldn't tell you like why all of our institutions and government buildings look this way, or there are things that are like failing all around us. They have like echoes in the past by how they look and how they're organized and whatnot, because they don't want to like grapple with that's kind of like the tradition that we're still in a lot of ways. Mm-hmm. And the parallels between how it played out then and plays out now.
Man, that's so true. Like the whole like thing about Marvel and Star Wars, like they with their really immense world building thing where they create all this extra lore and stuff, and that's kind of what people get into with it. It reminds me of, or just makes me think about the brain as like a storage system, and like you can only really fit so much in there.
It's
and
finite.
So if you're putting so much into it of just like this fake alternative histories about shit that's like in a book, then yeah, you're gonna not even have space for like what's going on right now, or like it just kind of just like leaves open a big void. And I think that also is like another thing where people are able to repackage and sell alternative histories of the reality that we're in right now, like the fucking what was that project? I don't even know the number. 1619 project. Yeah, that kind of shit. Like stuff
oil.
Like that. Yeah, no, for real. Crazy as fuck. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, no, I mean that 1619 project kind of fell off.
Major
time, dude. They were trying to get that in schools. What was the name of that chick again?
Oh fuck! I don't know, dude.
She looked like Pennywise.
She did look like Pennywise. I'm looking it up. Okay, hold on. I typed slowly.
Who the hell is this broad?
Nicole Hannah Jones. Nicole with a K.
Nicole Hannah Jones. Ida Bay Wells on Twitter.
Yeah,
that's what I remember.
A classic serial killer move.
Hulu presents the 1619 Project, the greatest story never told. Yeah, man.
Yeah, they made that like Harriet Tubman movie where she's like a superhero. Basically, she's like slinging guns and shit.
Oh yeah, dude.
Wait, is that a real thing?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh
like
my
not
god.
Like she's not like an actual superhero, but like the framing is as of one.
Oh no, I remember. I know. I literally know. I remember this. It's like it was that thriller. It was that like historical thriller movie. And yeah, dude. Holy shit. Black people are basically magic.
I mean, they are, dude.
Oh, yeah, wait, did you guys see that new Apple carbon neutral ad?
Oh my fuck no.
It is the apotheosis of what we were just talking about there, like the black women are magical deities. Yeah.
I saw somebody had some take on it that was so goddamn funny. That was like, dude, all through history, it literally is just like solar sky dad versus like portly Earth Mother worship, and like that's the only two things that you're ever gonna get in human history. Mm-hmm. And it's that chick. God, it was
from
funny
Ma?
because what was that?
I just looked it up. It's that woman from Ma, the horror movie.
Dude,
that's what it's showing.
That's a deep cut. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, the chick from oh my god, she's the really ugly fat black. Well, I don't know why I'm describing it. 'Cause you know who it is, and Griftshop knows who the fuck it is because we've been talking
Octavia
about it.
Spencer.
Yeah, well, you know what the funniest part about this is? No one's talking about this. Okay, so she's like the weird, creepy lib deity in that black people worship, all that
crazy.
But she was also. You guys remember that fucking Protestant movie, The Shack, that came out like a decade ago?
No.
Okay,
no, but I just
like
now see it in her IMDb.
It's like the guy goes to this shack or whatever, right? And he like meets God, right? And I didn't watch it because I I don't know, so I'm gonna butcher it. But like she plays God in that movie, and so it's
What?
kind of funny because it's like conservatives kind of also did this thing where they cast her as this deity. Anyways, point is,
She's the new Morgan Freeman.
yeah, well, because Morgan Freeman's like a sex pest now, apparently.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was God in like so many movies.
Morgan Freeman wasn't a bad god. That's my hot take. I don't think that Morgan Freeman was a bad god, though I guess that might have been kind of the precursor to the black people worship, right?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, no, but like, I mean, she has a horrible voice. Anyways, point is, you got to watch this fucking video. The thing is it's like painfully long, so you don't need to watch it now.
Dude, it looks like it's 5 fucking minutes long, dude. 5:26. What is it?
I saw a version that was like a minute long, and I mean, it definitely did feel painfully long itself, but it was you really just gotta see it for yourself, because it was just like, haven't we like moved past this? Like it felt like something that would come out like at the height of Black Lives Matter in 2020.
Yeah. What? So is she giving like a sassy black woman like take on like environmental catastrophe? Is that like what's going on?
She's being presented as this like sort of like corporate responsibility overlord that Tim Cook has to pitch Apple products to. Like the CEO isn't in charge of his own meeting. Like he has to like appeal to the emotional register of this of like she like starts out the video like with her back turned to the boardroom table, and then like he has to like he's like, oh yeah, all the new like Apple products are going to be carbon neutral by 2030, and she's like, are they? And he's like, and she just like stares him down, and like
Jesus Christ, dude.
I promise, mommy, please step on me. yeah. And then she screams "World Star" and she fucking punches him in the face. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare, and like I don't know. I don't want to be dorky about it and get too like melodramatic, but like it's like a spiritual sickness. I mean, like it's like it. Honestly, speaking of David Foster Wallace, it makes me think of that shit he was on about it just being like everybody worships, right? Like you can't just choose not to worship something. You can just either acknowledge it and be somewhat in control of what you're choosing to worship, or you deny it and then you're just being led blindly. And this is the end result of that, right? And I'm not going to go on some diatribe about how everyone needs to be like a Catholic or something, but it is just like, dude, this is horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where like if you like the good litmus test is if you like flip the races, it would become the most like racist thing you could imagine.
Oh wow.
Right.
Yeah. Holy fuck. Yeah, man, I don't know what they're still doing pumping this kind of shit out. I don't know. I mean, I guess that's for that specific type of PMC person who's buying the new iPhone and stoked about it and sharing the video with all their friends and whatever. I guess there's people who are, fingernail emoji on Twitter that are stoked about it. So
yeah, the Apple Store camp outers,
Yeah.
Hopefully they're on their way out.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so too, dude. I feel like there's got to be some sort of natural disaster probably that comes and wipes them out when they're waiting outside an Apple Store one day, just like natural selection.
Great flood.
Yeah. Dude, speaking of a great flood, there's a giant flood that happened in fucking Africa, Libya or something. There was a major infrastructure failure there. And this like dam that was in between two mountains in the valley burst and like washed away an entire city just recently. So,
damn, dude.
Yeah, dude. They built their whole city on the other side of a fucking dam. Like basically like New Orleans. It's like, yeah, that's gonna be fucked.
Well, didn't that happen in like in fucking Ukraine? Like,
there was that. Yeah, there was that like alleged, terrorism or whatever that probably happened there.
Alleged.
Yeah,
listen, I don't know. I'm not on the ground.
The media was trying to say that like Putin was a madman. He was destroying his own water infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever.
Yeah, he's so crazy. His mom didn't love him so much he had to blow up this dam. It's like, oh, okay, what the fuck ever, dude.
Yeah. What are we doing here?
I'm sick of the way that they're casting that whole thing like fucking storybook mode understanding of war. It's like, yeah, dude, this one guy is just a tyrant and he wants to go around and stomp on the little people in Ukraine and we gotta stop him. It's like, get fucked, dude.
Oh my god! Like a really good post I saw recently was like like the Birdman rubbing his rubbing his
Oh
hands
my god,
together.
yeah.
It's like it was that, but it was like the former Azov battalion members like looking at like American American like icons like the World Trade Center or whatever, but like in like 2035 or something. Like after they have their like failed lost cause, they're looking at American landmarks and just like, aha, we have all this. We're still flush with all these weapons, and they're just going to be the next like Al Qaeda, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But then they can loop it into the white supremacist narrative. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, speaking of all that fuck those weapons, dude, we're still giving them even more fucking money, and it's absurd. I think the total is at like $130 billion that were given to them. That's insane.
Like it is all just like backdoor stimulus for the defense industry.
Well, dude,
So
they asked Mitch McConnell about that in the thing.
He
He was
froze.
like, "Listen, guys," he froze for 2 minutes. No, this one he actually was like, "Yeah, but don't worry, it's all going to United States defense contractors, so we're not actually giving it to them." Like literally, just admitted what was happening. Like it's like, yeah, basically it's just a front for us to funnel money to these fucking people and give them more money. It's so crazy, dude. It makes me sick to my stomach.
Yeah, making me feel like the sicko. Yeah.
Well, especially considering the Hawaii shit. You know?
Yeah,
like,
dude.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh yeah. Biden pulls up, is like, oh damn, the ground's pretty hot here.
Anyways, see ya.
Dude, what if he like showed up and threw Aquaphor around like he was Trump with the fucking paper towel rolls down in Puerto Rico?
He's throwing like fire extinguishers into the crowd.
Yeah.
Just crushing people.
Smashing them in the head.
Well, shit, boys. You think we call it here?
Yeah, I think we got a good couple hours in.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Griff, dude, thank you for coming back on. Quickly plug your ad again before we finish.
My ad on, I guess it's X now, is at Griftshop. The O in that is a 0. The site is grift.shop. A lot of stuff on there. Go check it out. Cop something that will confuse your friends and family. Get you stopped on the street. But the grift never ends, and I'm just glad to have called it ahead of time without selling my soul like some people out here are doing.
Definitely, and we're glad you did that too, man. We're glad that you're a part of our circle. We're glad to have you as a guest on the podcast, and we definitely hope to do it again in the future.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah, man.
These people are sick.
I just never
Play
expected
us
it, you know?
out. Yeah.
These people,
He plays.
these people are sick. They are sick. And you better get used to hearing it.
These people are sick.
These people are sick.
And that concludes this week's episode of These People Are Sick. Thank you for tuning in. If you liked what you heard, you could head over to our Patreon page, which is the home for bonus content, extra episodes, video content, access to our Discord, and more. That's patreon.com/thesepeoplearesick, and we hope to see you over there.